There have been a lot of PlayStation 4 titles recently released and a lot of games getting updates, so these have gone a little bit lower key with all of the buzz surrounding the PlayStation 5 and everything going on in the gaming world, so I wanted to highlight some of these. We've got 7 reveals and updates to go over, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Kicking things off, an awesome PSP game will be making its way to the PlayStation 4 tomorrow on January 30th. Patapon 2 Remastered drops January 30th, and it will be hitting the PlayStation 4 for $14.99 through the PlayStation Store. This was announced all the way back in December 2017. We hadn't heard anything about it, but it's a remaster of the rhythm-based 2D platformer action game featuring 4K resolution support on PlayStation 4 Pro. Patapon 2 sees the return of the beloved and innovative rhythm-based 2D action game remastered in 1080p and dynamic 4K resolution. In Patapon 2, a follow-up to the original that received a critical acclaim, players are tasked with leading the colorful Patapons, a brave and noble tribe now in unfamiliar land, through a series of epic battles against the opposing army and gigantic monsters. In a distinct gameplay twist, action and rhythm are intertwined as players utilize drum beats to march, attack, and defend, ultimately leading the Patapon tribe to victory. Patapon 2 features close to 100 missions within a variety of new vivid 2D environments. Players will outfit their Patapon army, collect resources, and grow their tribe into a devastating fighting force. Patapon 2 also represents new Patapon characters including bird riders, robots, and magicians. Patapon 2 also introduces a fully customizable new warrior in the Hero Patapon. In Patapon 2, you'll use a variety of warrior types along with a wide selection of weapon and shield upgrades to strategically customize and position your army as they progress through this even funkier adventure. Players will easily get caught up in the addictive action by collecting rare weapons and items as the adventure unfolds, by earning more points to upgrade to new Patapons with vibrant character designs by popular French graphic artist Rollicio. Patapon introduces a unique 2D art style incorporating abstract shapes and colorful environments. Key features note: dynamic 4K output, rhythm and action collide, Patapon evolution, create your own hero, additional Patapons, 3 additional commands and miracles, mission variety, unique art styles, and mini games all to boot. Patapon 2 hits PlayStation 4 tomorrow, and again at a great price point of $14.99. This was a PlayStation Portable title that was really well received. IGN gave the game a 9.5 out of 10. It was a great music rhythm title, and glad to see it get a second wind on the PlayStation 4, as it is one of the more underrated games. Alright, next up, this is also incredibly exciting. Dead Cells DLC The Bad Seed launches February 11th. Yes, Dead Cells will be getting some downloadable content, and this is paid downloadable content at just $4.99 coming from Motion Twin and Evil Empire. Here is an overview of the brand new downloadable content from Motion Twin. Exploring a relaxing world, wade through a noxious swamp and take on a new boss in the new early game content designed to expand the Dead Cells universe and add variety to runs for people who want to support the development of the game. Play through the Arboretum, a relaxing and peaceful greenhouse inhabited by a peaceful clan of mushrooms with an understandable desire to murder the beheaded. The swamp, a noxious environment ruled by a band of tree-dwelling mutants with pointy sticks, sneaky dart-shooting frogmen, and a bunch of deadly bloodsuckers. You've got the Nest as well, domain of Mama Tick. If you've seen a certain sci-fi movie with the brain bug, you'll get the idea. The 2 new levels and their monsters are alternatives to the courtyard toxic sewers and the ramparts ossuary ancient sewers, with the boss designed to be on par, so hopefully it'll spice up your early game runs once you've played through the core games. Dead Cells is a phenomenal game. Yes, it still goes from a premium price point at around, $17 to $20 even on sale. Typical price is $25, but it's one of those games that is absolutely worth that price point. It's a phenomenal game, one of the best games of this generation. I do not think it's hyperbolic at all to say that. And it is a tremendous, very well-designed game that is very, very replayable. You can go back to this game all the time, and it's exceptional to play. Next up, we have Draugen for PlayStation 4, and it'll be coming February 21st following its PC release in May of 2019. The PlayStation 4 version of the Fajor Noir mystery adventure game Draugen will launch on February 21st, developer Red Thread Games have announced. Xbox One and PlayStation 4 players are finally invited to visit the picturesque town of Gravik and uncover its mysteries through the eyes of an increasingly unreliable narrator. narrator. The year is 1923. You play Edward Charles Hardin, an American traveler who's come to Norway to find his missing sister. Accompanied by your ward Lissy, a lively and enigmatic young woman with a mind of her own, you'll explore this scenic coastal community nested among the forge and mountains of rural Norway. But looks can be deceiving as Dragon pushes you to unearth the darkness that lies deep within. I Am Not Alone. Explore 1920s Norway accompanied by a living, breathing, independent companion. Interact with your companion through a realistic and dynamic dialogue system. Experience a thrilling tale through the eyes of an increasingly unreliable narrator. Find your own path through a scenic setting that changes with the weather and your mental state. A story about what lies beneath. Piece together a gripping and suspenseful narrative with unexpected twists and turns. Game was pretty well received on PC, mostly positive reception, 78% positive based on 676 Steam user reviews, 73 on Metacritic, which is pretty good, and did drop at $19.99. Looks like a rather interesting title, and it hits the PS4 on February 21st. Next up, here's something that's personally really up my alley, and that is the pixel art arcade adventure title Battleaxe. A Kickstarter campaign for that game has just launched, and pixel artist Henk and Nyborg, whose previous works include Shakedown Hawaii, Heartforth, Alicia, the Shantae series, and more, has launched a Kickstarter series for Battleaxe, a top-down arcade adventure game inspired by the 1985 released hack-and-slash arcade game Gauntlet. It is planned for release on PlayStation 4 in January of 2021. Battleaxe is a top-down arcade adventure game which is largely inspired by Ed Logg's 1985 classic Gauntlet, but also draws from the likes of Golden Axe, Dungeons & Dragons, Shadow over Mystaria, and Knights of the Round. Battleaxe can be played solo or in local co-op by two people, with players choosing their preferred hero before embarking on their quest. Each hero has a projectile attack to tackle the enemy from afar, as well as a short-range attack special abilities to give them a momentary advantage. And they can also pick up items which have a variety of effects. Although Battleaxe's gameplay will feel instantly familiar to fans of hack-and-slash games, I am aiming to revitalize the genre with new gameplay elements, as said by the developer, improved controls, amazing pixel art from myself. Am I allowed to say that? The pixel art looks incredible, so yes, he is absolutely allowed to say that. And a superb soundtrack by legendary video game music composer Manami Matsume, who previously composed the soundtracks for Mega Man, Final Fight, Area 88, Merc's Magic Sword, Shovel Knight, and many other classics. The art style to this game is tremendous, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. This is one that definitely hits home with me, and it will be out in January of 2021. At least that's what they're aiming for right now. Next up, we have another title that I am very much interested in. The animated visual novel Steins Gate Zero Elite has been announced. So yes, Steins Gate Zero is getting the Elite treatment. Mages has announced Steins Gate Zero Elite for unannounced platforms. Chances are it'll be on PlayStation platforms. Steins Gate Zero Elite, like Steins Gate Elite with Steins Gate before it, is a full animated adventure version of the visual novel Steins Gate Zero. Further information was not announced. However, Steins Gate Zero is a phenomenal visual novel. There is also a 23-episode anime series. You're supposed to watch the original Steins Gate first, or play through the original visual novel, and then go on into Steins Gate Zero. Steins Gate Zero is incredibly dark in its storytelling, but very excited to see Steins Gate Zero get the Elite refinement as well, so that's going to be cool to see, and hopefully it's out by the end of this year. Next up, we have the RPG platformer Under Hero, and that's coming to the PS4 on February 11th, so this is right around the corner. Under Hero, which first launched on Steam back in September of 2018, makes the transition to the PS4. Very well received on Steam, 325 Steam user reviews, 92% positive on those reviews, so that is very good. The game itself has a lot to go over. Under Hero is a 2D side-scroller RPG, and it's an adventure game with timing-based combat, so no turns. Inspired by Paper Mario and other RPGs, it tells the story of a world where the chosen hero has failed and an underling of the main villain takes his place as the new hero. The game's features note a side-scrolling RPG adventure full of beautiful pixel art and cartoony aesthetics, turn-based combat with a twist. There are no turns. Use your reflexes to evade and your timing to attack or parry. We call it timing-based combat. Level up your choice between 3 options: HP, attack, and stamina, but choose wisely. Level ups let you choose between 3 options: HP, attack, and stamina. Choose wisely. Enemies consider you their ally, so talk to them in battle. Critical hits occur when you hit an enemy with the beat of the music, not randomly. You want to escape a tough battle, bribe your enemies. A wonderful original soundtrack composed by Stitchin Wakarin. Explore worlds sprinkled with many hidden secrets, mini games, puzzle elements, good old platforming, fun and intense boss battles, a satire of RPG tropes, and a story shrouded in mystery with many twists and turns. If you want something that's a little bit more charming and doesn't take itself all too seriously, I think Under Hero is going to be a quality game to check out. I really like the presentation of the title, and it will be out February 11th. And lastly, we have Metro Exodus's DLC in Sam's Story. I wanted to give this a shout as it is dropping February 11th as well. A lot of games dropping on February 11th, but this is the second major downloadable story content to Metro Exodus, a very good game released back in February of 2019. Sam's Story follows former U.S. Marine Sam, a Spartan Ranger who has worked under Colonel Miller since the nuclear war devastated Moscow and followed Artyom in search of a world outside of the Metro. Sam had long dreamed of returning to his homeland and perhaps even finding his father alive. The prospect seemed impossible in the darkened tunnels of the Metro, but when the Spartans discovered that Moscow was not the only city left alive after the war, holding out hope did not feel so foolish anymore. Metro Exodus was a rather good game when it dropped on platforms last year back in February. I didn't think it was quite as good as Metro 2033 or Last Light, but had some good elements to its own right, and the second piece of DLC will be coming on February 11th. You can get it individually, or you can get it through the expansion pass, which I would recommend that gets you the other DLC as well. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the PlayStation 4 is getting a lot of these underrated games coming, with all of the news headlines being regarding PlayStation 5 and everything like that. I wanted to cover some of these games, so if you have any interest in picking up any of these titles, let us know in the comments section down below, and sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.